And I'm back. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Watch Your Mouth Reviews, the boy James. I am here to get my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. I don't know if it's gonna happen. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But joining me as always is my girl, Mrs. Best. Y'all say what's up to her.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, any place, anywhere. You guys, I am so sorry. I've been gone, but dealing with a lot of family issues this week. So I am back finally. Things are starting to kind of mellow down a little bit. So, keep me up in prayer, keep me uplifted because things are just, they're hitting me all at once. And sometimes that's life. But I'm going to rise above it. I'm going to definitely continue going. Thank you to my best friend who's holding me down and keeping me accountable and keeping me on these YouTube streets. Because I'm telling you, I'm like, y'all, I don't know if I can do this, but she's definitely keeping me there. So shout out to my bestie right here.
Well, thank you. And you will be okay. This too shall pass.
Absolutely. See, I love a Marriage Huntsville. Y'all, I really, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all because some of y'all comments, I appreciate them, especially I had new subscribers from Love and Marriage Huntsville last week.
Oh, that's good.
But absolutely, but I want to keep some things real here. I know about Martell. I know about the disrespect from the mistress. That lady is not going to get any airtime on my channel. And I'm talking about coleslaw. She's not going to get anything from my channel. So I'm letting you know that now. I know the disrespect. I am well aware. So the little whoever that person was that felt like that needed to look at the videos and watch the disrespect towards Melody, I saw all of that. I saw all of that. I know what kind of asshole he is. I can't even see, can't even wash my mouth now because y'all done did it to me. But as I said, I appreciate everybody who like, comments, and subscribes and leaves a comment. I respond to everything, whether I disagree or agree with you. I just say thank you for coming and I appreciate your comment. That's all you're getting out of me. It's only fair, unless I know you personally. So that's how we're gonna do this. But let's get into this old messy episode. So we start off where we left off, which is at Carlos's live podcast with Melody being the co-host. Carlos had a big announcement that he has a special guest. It is Sonny and Moses. So he goes out and gets them two chairs and they sit right next to Melody and they begin talking about how this happened because this is when this all made public news that they are now married. So Carlos was like, give me the timeline. And I felt like neither Sonny or Moses gave an accurate timeline. I kept hearing we hooked up on December 23rd, 2023. We got married 2024. And Destiny, me and her dated 5 months before me and Sonny met. And all this, I was confused. I was like, okay. I was like, Melody, okay, it's too many gray area lines. When did this start? When did y'all get together? When did y'all get engaged? Then when did y'all get married? Boom, 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 boom. That's all we need to know. We don't need to know who saw who first, who met who first, what cousin introduced you to him first, if Destiny introduced y'all next. I don't need to know all of that. We want to know if there was overlap in between Destiny, Moses, and Son. I don't care about any of the rest of that stuff. Y'all trying to break down this timeline and it didn't make no sense. But I will say this. Y'all fans of this show have way too much scrutiny for Sunny. Y'all have way too much for her. Where's Moses' accountability in this? Because that's who was with Destiny. Sunny and Destiny weren't together. So where is his accountability with this as well? Because all the comments that I'm reading is Sunny, no, she wrong. Sunny did this. Sunny did that. Yes, yes, yes. I get all of that. But Moses is wrong too. I just want to remind people of this because I think somewhere down the line we keep forgetting and want to put all the accountability on the woman. So I need y'all to.
I personally feel like there is bigger accountability that goes on. Is her name Sunny?
Sunny.
Because in multiple ways. One, you were working with these people at one point, so it's unprofessional. Two, this was someone who you were supposedly friends with. And three, you knew that it would be some type of an issue if you knew that and felt the need that you had to let her know about the relationship beginning. Because why else would you feel the need to do that? With them not being together, I don't feel like he owed her anything. What he did was shady as hell, but she broke girl code, professional code. She broke every code that could be. And I'm really bothered also by her forehead. So I just, please don't laugh at me. I'm alive. That's how I feel.
She does have an interesting head shape. I will say that. Hi, Shayna underscore
Hi,
MCB,
Shayna.
y'all. This is
Happy
my
Mother's
girl
Day
that's in the
related.
comment. Yes, happy belated Mother's Day, y'all. This my girl. I love her to death already. Haven't met her in person, only through these YouTube streets. Been supporting me to day one. Y'all see this comment? Subscribe to my girl. There we go. So in terms of that, because nobody can get the timeline together and everything, we're going to see Sonny and Moses throughout the entire episode trying to once again explain how this happened because it does not make sense. Going forward from there, we end up getting a scene with Maurice and Martell. Maurice and Marceau, sorry. Maurice and Marceau, they are driving up to go see Martell at his new place because I know he got evicted out of the old one. And when they're driving up, overall, Maurice is pretty much saying, like, he's out of control. What's going to happen? Marcel's like, look, this was about to happen. He ain't going to take no accountability. He's going to be all in his feelings. It's all about what Mel does to him and all this and that. Watch what I tell you. And he didn't say it in that context, but that's what he was saying, y'all, pretty much. And I agree. Y'all know Martell ain't going to take no accountability for nothing that he does. So it was a waste of time to try to get through to him. So they pull up and they begin talking. And they were like, look, what is going on with this domestic violence thing and all this against Mel? He goes, oh, she wanted to go low. I went lower. And it was like, so she went low and you wanted to go lower. So for you Martell Hope fans, hi Naya, thank you for coming in, love. So for you Martell Hope fans, the one that just can't get enough of looking at him, thinking he fine and he can do no wrong and all this and that, this is the time of the live that y'all need to go ahead and click off. This is going to be that time. So okay, so has everybody clicked off? Those who are here in the live are here to stay, because what I'm about to say is not going to be nice. So get off this live now. You've been warned. Don't come in my comments talking about what I said, because I said you could have left. Okay?
That's that bad. Are they that bad?
I don't. They're not in my comments yet. But I go to other other YouTubers I've subscribed to, and when as soon as one of them go in on Martell, these girls go crazy and go, no, it's Melody too, and she's doing this to him, and y'all just bitter baby mamas, and it's like, I don't have time for that because I know what I'm looking at. So let's go into it. So I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it like this because he doesn't like to be accountable, and then after seeing his mama, we can understand why. She doesn't allow him to be accountable. It's all about my son this and my son that, and he's a wonderful father. How dare Melody sit up there put him in jail for what? So I'm gonna tell y'all like this. You can't do wrong to people and then tell them how to react or respond. So if she wanted to press charges against you for you releasing revenge, y'all know what I'm talking about, then that is her right. You have no right to sit there and try to play games to make her look like something that we cannot see or that maybe she is not. You cannot do that, sir, under any circumstances. Take your L and move on. Take your L and move on, because we don't care about the rest. And for those of y'all who are saying, well, James, he did try to move on. She kept trying to make it hard for him. So for y'all goofy people who don't know how to understand what's really going on here, let's go ahead and share my screen since y'all want to be funny, because I already know y'all going to be up in here. So this is what's going on. Hold on, let me share my screen. This was just reported today. Martell, shoot, sorry. Sorry, Scott. Martell Holt convicted of domestic violence against Melody Rogers. This was just released today. This just happened today. So this was not true, if this was not true, then why did he get convicted? Because this is conviction. This is not arrested and waiting until trial. So if he did nothing wrong, then why is he now convicted of the crime? If nothing were to happen, and as we told y'all last week, police do not sit up there and arrest people for no reason of this type of action. So he got convicted of it. So we're not just talking out our asses. This man actually did this. You know what, Naya? This is what we're saying. It don't matter, because the women are still going to defend him, and the men who are in these situations are going to defend him, because all they see is that the woman that he's with was able to surpass whatever life she had without. And let's be very clear. From the beginning, this woman held all the licenses for their businesses. He could not do anything without her. Let's just speak. I think losing this was the best thing for Martell. He has to move on. No communication is best. I wish the judge would say they can no longer speak on each other, period, ever.
I agree.
I agree with that too, because I want him to move on.
I think that's the only part of the little Martell fan lovers from what you described. I don't know too much on this, y'all. I'm just here because James is recapping it. But it seems like the people who are for him want people to hold Melody accountable in some way. The only thing that she's accountable for is, stop talking about it now that this is done. So going forward, she got what she wanted. So I don't see why she would keep speaking on him. I personally, as somebody who's newer to this show, am looking like, oh, okay, so they're divorced already. And I was kind of thrown, like, if y'all are divorced already, then what is the need for all of it? But I am glad that he can't communicate with her, because obviously he did something shady. To threaten somebody with revenge, what, is ridiculous. But what Shayna say, we know people get falsely convicted, but that's definitely not the case with Martell.
No, and it's not. That's why I put your comment up, Shayna, because I agree with that. People do, but at the same time, this situation, because he made it seem like with this conversation with these two men that it was nothing and that she's doing this to hurt him. He made it seem like this came out of nowhere and that she's just doing something.
That's how you know somebody's lying, though, because stuff like this doesn't just come out of nowhere.
Right. It's like, she does not hate, sir. She does not hate you this much where she would want to do this to you. You keep messing with her. And the problem is you're doing what a lot of men did in the 90s, which is they try to, show up to their job unannounced, or go, show up at their mama house at the barbecues and stuff. You're doing what a lot of men did in the 90s, which is borderline disrespectful and also stalking. Instead of you just going on with your life, you already have a woman with a baby. Why don't you focus on her? Oh, I forgot that was the peasant. I'm not talking about her on my channel. I forgot about that already. But I'm just saying, move on.
I don't think, though, Martell is a person that has the capacity to grow in terms of lessening his ego to see how he is sabotaging his own self. I don't think he's there yet. I don't think he will get there anytime soon. I do think it's possible, but I think he's got like years of growth and healing ahead of him. That's just my opinion. Every time I turn on this show, like prior to recapping it or watching every episode, what happens is I'd be cool watching it, entertained, and then he comes on the screen and I get irritated and turn it off. So I'm just like, I don't think he's going to grow. And I feel like being on TV is feeding his ego to some extent, because now he can go online and he can always find and locate a fan or somebody to side with him, which skews his ability to see the wrong in his actions. So the other thing too is people like him who are manipulative, abusive, will engage in harassment, DV and stuff like that. Like they a lot of times think that they can convince and fool the rest of us, change the opinions of others. So he's wasting so much time trying to make himself look like a victim that he's not realizing. I think everybody with the sane mind is just like tired of hearing about it and wants everybody to move on. But we shall see. They have kids, so I hope like they can figure that out for that. But
and that's what I'm scared of because of the kids. Hold on, let me see what Logical Speak says. Martell thinks he's fighting back. It's not necessary. Just move on. No communication ever between them is best. The court should place someone for exchanges for of the kids.
They have those.
They have those, yeah. Mediators, yeah. Yep. Or if that doesn't work, you can always go to the fire station and exchange your kids. Like it just,
Yeah.
It never has to be anything like that detrimental. I've known a couple who did that.
Well, Mama did that with us when she split from my dad because it was DV. It was DV involved with those shelters and stuff. But I remember we go to fire stations and then like my grandmother would be there and then he would be there and there was like an exchange of the kids. But they don't have to communicate if they don't want to.
See what they'll do is the firemen will put her in the guest lounge room. They'll bring the kids out to him and then wait till he leaves and tell her it's safe for you to leave and then go from there. So yeah, I feel so bad for the kids who has to deal with this daily. I feel sorry for the kids because they're gonna one day see this. They're gonna one day see this and see that when it came to their parents divorcing, because they know the divorce, but when it came to the actual logic of the divorce, we never saw this man try to move on with his life where it did not include the whereabouts of Melody. We never saw that. All we saw was when she was on a date, he showed up at the same restaurant recording her on the date. When it came to, other situations, he would show up at her house. He would show up at, different events that she would have. Like it was just constantly stalking. That's what I'm gonna say. It was stalking because if I moved on from you, I don't need you to pop up where I am. It's just that's not where it is.
That is so strange that he's even allowed on television after doing something like that. I agree with Logical. You're very logical. Logical Speaks.
Yes, absolutely.
I've said this in the previous recap. I don't feel like couples that are married and then end up divorced need to be on the same shows. Even if they feel like it's for entertainment purposes, if they have kids that are small that they're still raising, it's not going to work. There has to be some separation and like a cool down period. That's why you talk to people who've been divorced and it takes them years sometimes to get to that good co-parenting relationship, but you can't get there without the space. And this show does not allow these two to have space from each other. And she's an executive producer and he allegedly still ain't got a contractor license. So let him go on and build some houses and stuff under the table and let the executive producer stay. It's very strange that they're keeping him here. It's just weird to me, but I don't know. Maybe it's how OWN does things.
Well, I will hope after this, Carlos would not allow him to come back on the show. I will hope that that's the plan, Carlos, if you're hearing us. I hope the plan isn't to get this story. I hope the plan is you cannot be on the show anymore with these types of, because he's been convicted. Once again, I'm going to say it for y'all little Martell Ho fans. He has been convicted of the crime. Once you're convicted, that means a judge has decided you have done this. This is not speculation. This is not us trying to put a hex on this man. He was convicted. Okay? I want y'all to understand that. Y'all more. I'm not going to deal with y'all. I'm really not. So I'm praying y'all don't come on this channel. There should be boundaries on what's allowed and who's allowed on these shows. He should not be allowed to film, especially with Mel. I agree. She shouldn't share her personal life without Martell. She doesn't have a storyline. I wish they would demote him as a friend, or if nothing else. I don't want him back next season. Mel, like I said, y'all, I could leave or take Mel. I really could, because I like her more outside of the show than I do on the show. I love her outside. I follow her on Instagram. I love her more outside of the show. On the show,
I feel like executive producers need to executive produce and allow talent to do their job. But I do love Mel. I was just texting James about that earlier. But at the same time, she's an executive producer. It just skews things. So, but I agree also with Shayna. It seems like outside of Martell, there's not much that she has going on with other people. But Carlos, at the same time, I feel like he will keep Martell because it seems like even his podcast and the setup having them be his first guest, and then having live audience, and then filming it to put it on this show. I feel like he's trying to get his podcast off the ground or get this more. I don't really care for Carlos King, y'all. I'm sorry. I just don't.
So we'll see what the future holds with that. Let's move on, y'all. So Stormy goes to see Kiki, which I saw that she wasn't in the opening credits. So that means Kiki has been let go. So I think they're just finalizing, because this looks like this was filmed out of sequence for me. So she went to go see Kiki, and she gets right to it, like, what's going on with these blog situations? And Kiki was all like, well, after we left Houston, I was very upset, especially with how the counseling session went. And I confided into my mom about what happened, about everything. And I especially confided about Mel because I felt like she didn't have my back. And when Stormy was listening to this, because word on the curb, and this is allegedly, word on the curb is that Stormy already had the receipts of what Kiki did. So in terms of now, Kiki here now Mel not Mel Stormy hearing Kiki's side, she's automatically on the defense. Like, I don't believe you. I don't believe that you didn't go to a blogger, tell them all the information of what happened in Houston and the things about Mel. I don't believe that your mom did this, because your mom is a smart woman. That's what she's telling Kiki. I mean, she didn't tell her that she didn't believe her, but she did say that, I find it hard to believe that you would go, that your mom would just go to a blogger. I just find that hard to believe. And I find it hard to believe as well. I think Kiki did go to this blogger because she's done other interviews with bloggers. So that's why this wouldn't be so far fetched. So, I understand where Stormy is coming from. And to me, this scene would be a little bit more authentic if Stormy didn't have no connections to these bloggers. I don't know. I just feel like for me, it was just more so you're trying to chastise her, but yet you're also giving bloggers information as well, allegedly. Leaving is the best thing. The kids are, whoever pays the child support and move on. Yeah, I agree. So, how did you feel about the sit down between Kiki and Stormy?
Is Kiki the one who used to be a crackhead or something like
Yeah.
that? Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that. I forgot that all that had happened with Kiki at the reunion. I don't know why I forgot so fast, probably because of all the shows we watched, but it was just a strange sit down. I agree with you. It does seem like Stormy knows something or has a receipt. And if you have that, then say that. It was just weird to me. I didn't quite understand why she was upset, but I'm happy to listen and maybe someone can explain it to me. But it was a weird sit down. I didn't get the purpose of it.
It was a weird sit down because it just seemed like, so let's say, let's play devil's advocate. Let's say Kiki said, yeah, I said that thing in the blog because I was pissed and I felt like nobody on this cast was hearing me. Would have changed anything with Stormy? I want to know. If she were to confess that, because Stormy said if she had told the truth, I would have had her back. So what would that look like? Would that have kept her spot on the show? Versus us having Sonny and Moses, or even the friends you finna bring on the show, would that have, I'm trying to figure out what the purpose was too, because to me it just seemed like you were trying to see if what you were given the information, because this is all alleged. I don't know for sure that she was giving this information, but I'm hearing a lot of bloggers talk, and they're saying that Stormy knew way before she had that sit down with Kiki, that Kiki went to the blogs talking about Mel, talking about the show, talking about her experiences and all that. So I don't know what to believe. But watching this scene, it was kind of like, okay, why don't you tell her the same thing you're telling your confessional? Say, look, I know you did this. This is your time to clear your name. Why did you do this? Why would you say those things? Why are you talking about Mel? Why? Just why?
This is why they need to and this happens across multiple networks with multiple shows. They need to put something in that contract that holds the cast, the friends of whoever appears on camera accountable to where you can't speak about it at all. Because I feel like too much happens with the blogs and tabloids and stuff, and it's irritating. He says he thinks Stormy is using Kiki for filming.
That's how this comes across. That's how this comes across. It comes across that you really not cool with nobody else. Now that Tiffany left the show, you don't have nobody to film with. So you going around, because this conversation made no sense to me. It did not. I was looking around like, oh, I hear echo. Sorry, y'all. Okay. But no, I was looking like, okay, so because to me, you couldn't come to me and tell me something, especially if I know what it is already. You can't come to me and tell me some old bullshit because I'm gonna be like, come on, stop lying to me. You know what it is. You know you did this. Like, there's no way. So, y'all, that was pretty much it with Stormy and Kiki. We wish Kiki the best because I do hate they did her last season. I do. But at the same time, you were damn from the start. Like, I don't understand why you would even come on this show, and just tarnish your name like this. Like, this is sad for me. I feel bad for Kiki, but at the same time, she did it to herself.
Yeah.
So, But moving on, y'all. So Kimmy gets Tisha together for this sit down they're about to have with Sunny, but Tisha doesn't know that Sunny is coming. So when they're getting their bagels and their coffee and stuff, they're catching up. Tisha says that they went to Africa and took the kids and everything. I said, "Oh, Tisha finally went to Africa, y'all. Look at God, won't he do it?" Because that one season when Marcel went by himself and everything, we was looking at Tisha like, "Wow,
I
you
wish my
allow him."
husband would go to Africa without me. It's over.
Child, Mr. Jordan go to Africa by himself, which he already does. But if Mr. Jordan don't invite me to come to Africa with him the next time, we're gonna have some problems, Mr. Jordan. I'm just saying. So I want to go to Africa. I want to go to Cape Cod. I want to go to South Africa and Johannesburg and all that. I want to go to everything that teaches that I want to go to. So tell y'all better tell Mr. Jordan to take me and stop playing with me. So moving on from there, Sunny walks up and Tisha was so surprised. And this was when Tisha get on go. And I said, oh God, here we go. I'm like, ma'am, you need to have this energy for your own husband, but whatever. We'll get there. I'm sure we'll get there in time. So they ask her questions in regards because they heard that she was on Carlos's little podcast, which is how they found out she was in town. And she said, yeah, I was there. And, it was different for me because I'm behind the scenes a lot of the time. So coming out, there was a lot of scrutiny that I got. And they're all looking like, well, yeah, you are going to get scrutiny because, one, how did this happen? How did you end up with this lady's ex-man? And once again, I don't have not one bit of clarification of how these two got together and got married and all this. Once again, this was the same. Well, I met him at a party, with my family. He came with one of my cousins or one of his friends, and then we went to, we started talking. He was dating 5 of the girls before he was dating me, and he was with Destiny no more. They had broke up 5 months. I'm tired of hearing that, y'all, because it just seems like they
Girl
are
had
going around
every
and
excuse in the book. I have never heard more excuses in a shorter amount of time. She blamed him, then it was the family, then it was I'm like, and I
I'm like,
kept looking at that forehead and was wondering why her hairline was receded so back. And I couldn't understand why the weevologist wouldn't blend the leave out. That's all I was trying to figure out. But she just had excuse after excuse. I can't stand people who make a lot of excuses. That's actually a huge pet peeve of mine. I wanted to throw the remote.
I was like, I didn't even pay attention to the scene because to me that sounds ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous. Lady, just say, look, I met him, I wanted him, I got him, he mine, move on. All you had to do was that. I don't need to know no timeline. They don't need to know no timeline. It don't need to be all of that. All you had to do is say, look, I wanted him, I got him, we married, we here. It is what it is. Which she ended up doing by the end, but that was after she was pushed to the end because all Kimmy and Tisha were trying to do was like, look, Destiny was your friend, and how you gonna do that? Like when you was up in St. Louis, like y'all were going together and all this, like it. I'm like, y'all, once again, I get it. As I said, y'all, I understand why Destiny should feel away. I do. I understand that. But at the same time, all of y'all fighting this battle and trying to get clarity on a situation that they can't even clear up, not one of them, Sonny or Moses, it's like, what are we doing here? Because as soon as she started talking in them circles, I would have said, okay, look, man, that's fine. Congratulations. Hope it works out. Wish you the best. Because I wouldn't have sat there and listened to all of that. I wouldn't have sat there and listened to all of that. And Tisha was all like, you trifling because I mean that was your friend and everything. And so like, whoa, I'm
So
not
one
trifling.
time I agreed with Tisha, and usually y'all I cannot stand Tisha, but this time I was like, get her, because if I'm gonna put it this way, if your relationship is if you start your relationship on good terms, you shouldn't have to explain it. If you feel the need to explain something, then that means that you yourself see something wrong in it. So by explaining it, over explaining it, you are telling on yourself whatever they did, however they got together, just because you married does not wipe away your sin. How you got them is the same way you're going to lose them. And I think the cameras know that. That's why they have her on camera. I feel like they'll stay around. I feel like this relationship won't last also, but that's just me.
Well, if they can't even keep the story straight on how they met, how they got together and stuff, and I didn't heard 5 different stories in one episode of how these two got together. So it's like, okay, just say it was shady. Just say none of y'all wanted to reach out to Destiny because you didn't feel you needed to. I would have much rather her say that than her to say that she had guilt immediately, which is why she wanted Destiny to call her and stuff like that. I would much rather her say, look, I don't care about Destiny's feelings. That man is mine. I done told y'all it is what it is. Either you're gonna feel away or you're not. I would much rather her do that because it was like, I don't believe she's sincere. I don't believe that she went into this thinking that hold on, what did Logical Speaks? Because every time you comment Logical Speaks, I always want to read your comment. I do. Um, I think this was a teachable lesson here. Keep your man and friendships totally separate.
Bingo. Bingo. That's what my Nana always said. She always said it. You cannot, you just can't, you can't do that. You never know who's lurking. You never know who wants somebody. And you never know who's struggling with their security that they just want to date whoever the hell will show interest. And I don't know why I get the feeling from Sunny. She seems like the type that anybody who shows her affection, she'll talk to, if that makes sense.
I don't know. I don't know what to take of her. I still am trying to process her just in general because she's confusing. And so is he. I think that's why they work because they're both two confusing people in one relationship. Because I can't tell y'all this whole episode, I was confused. I don't know when the timeline started. I don't know when the marriage happened. I don't know how long ago he had broke up with Destiny before he landed up in her arms. I don't know any of it. I tried to follow the story. I did. I was like, carry the one, okay, the two. Okay, we're doing long division now. Okay, there it is. I was trying to follow along. I couldn't. And maybe it's the way they edit it. Maybe that's what it is. But it was confusing as hell. And even with her sitting down with Kimmy and Tisha, I still didn't get clarity on when this relationship happened. I still didn't get the clarity. It just seemed like she was just defending herself. And it was like, I can defend myself against anything. It is what it is. Now, is that messed up? Absolutely. That is messed up for me to say that. But at the end of the day, if you can't be clear and if you're not empathetic, then what the hell is the point of you even trying? Just say what it is. That's what I'm saying. But y'all, let's move on because yeah. But if anybody understood Moses and Sunny's storyline and guidelines of their marriage when it started, when it began, when it ended, when it whatever, put it in the comments. I would love to hear your take because I'm confused. I don't know what to take of it. And, hopefully someone can help me make sense of it before I completely write them off as cast members because I don't like either one of them. I'm just saying. They, to me, rub me wrong just in general. They just have a bad aura about them. And I don't know if I'm going to really feel them like that. Lastly, so Mel is doing a rehearsal for, I don't know if she's doing a show. I don't know what Mel is doing, but she's doing a rehearsal with her music. I actually just listened to one of her songs today. It was okay. It was a funny video, but it was okay. Kiki drops by. And Mel asked Kiki to drop by because she wanted to talk to her about the blog that she did where she says that she was a bad friend. So immediately once they sit down, Mel gives Kiki the floor. Kiki was like, Mel, I just want to let you know that I was not in my right state of mind. I just felt attacked when we were in Houston. And I just want to let you know that I completely, apologize because I feel like, I didn't mean to say those things about you, but I did. And, that's just really, all that I have, and I just don't know, where I went wrong. So Mel was like, okay, Kiki, what I'm gonna tell you is that I listened to you tell me how you feel about the situation. So let me tell you how I feel about the situation. You know, you don't understand. I have been thrown to the wolves when it came to bringing you on this show, when it came to being your friend, going against your cousin, and all. I have gone through the mud with you, and never once have I went to a blog to try to discredit you. I thought we were better friends than that, Kiki. I just can't believe you did that. And Kiki interrupted. She goes, "No, we were friends. I'm just and." At the time, Mel, I just wasn't confrontational. Mel said, "Stop that lying, Kiki. You know you confrontational because you threw a whole drink on your cousin. How was that not confrontation?" And she goes, "No, what Tisha did to me, what I did was wrong, absolutely. But what she did was worse." And Mel was like, "Okay, listen, I hear you, but I just can't have somebody like that in my space like this. I'm trying to build up my empire, and you over here doing these interviews, that takes away from my check. I gotta feed my children. And I'm just now getting to a point where things are happening for me. So I can't have you in my space. So I'm going to say like this. I wish you all the best, Kiki. I want you to flourish. I want God to bless you. I want everything that you have. I want God to bless and touch. But I want you to go ahead and leave. And thank you so much. And, drive safe. Make sure you turn your lights on. It's raining outside. Make sure the windshield wipers work. I'll see you later, girl. Bye bye. And I was like, well, damn. Damn. That's how you end a friendship. That's how you. It's not funny, y'all. It's not funny. It's really not.
I mean,
But
it is a little bit because I don't care how mad I get at my friends, how irritated I get, or what I'm going through. Why are you going to blogs? I don't think that's something that's forgivable. I just got to put myself in their perspective and position. Like, if I'm on a show, privacy is something that's precious when you're a public figure of any sort. And she violated that by going to a blog for whatever the hell the reason is. So it's like, what did you expect? The trust is broken. And in any relationship, once the trust is broken, that's it.
I'm gonna tell Kiki this. Besides Stormy, Mel was the only person who had your back on this show. Like, I don't understand why you would burn that bridge. Like Mel said, when people were accusing her being a drug addict, she went and got the drug test and made sure she did it on national TV to help her. When it came to the whole situation between her and Tisha, Mel did try to give her the floor to clear up her name in this craziness. So Mel did stick her neck out for Kiki a lot. So for Kiki to go and say Mel was a good friend in reference to Houston, it was like, see, this is what we're talking about now. Because Mel didn't do anything. Mel didn't do anything. Yeah, I have to say, Mel didn't do anything to Kiki. She didn't. So this was very much vindicated for her to end this friendship. And I 100% agree. So I didn't feel bad for Kiki at that point. I didn't. Do I think she should be given a chance to redeem herself? Yes. But at the same time, this isn't the right time. I think maybe later on, when things go better for her and when she gets herself together, maybe she can come back and do better. But I don't know. It's just I agree with Mel ended the friendship. What did Naya say? Mel's neck is so long sticking out for all these folks. It is. And that's what I don't understand because people talk so badly about her. But from what I'm seeing is she's giving people chances on TV show on her TV show to not only speak about their entrepreneurship, but then also in terms help guide them and make sure that they all eat. We don't need Kiki anymore. Damn shame. I mean, here's the thing. I like Kiki more than I like Tisha. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I do. I don't cause see Tisha because at least Kiki will get it together. See Tisha, she's she likes that blind loyalty, and I just can't do it. So yeah, but Kiki gone from the show, y'all. That was it. She drove in her little Mercedes and got on. We ain't gonna see Kiki no more. But I'm just like, well, that's it. But I like how she handled it. She She just told her, I can't have people in my space like this if you're going to cause destruction in my livelihood. I just can't do it. Because y'all don't understand blogs, you know, for us recapping the show, networks look at us. They do. Kiki Federer song, and it's no longer the lead. She did. She did. Poor Kiki. You know, it is what it is. But hey, she'll learn. You can't be burning bridges. Like what I tell you, if Mel got me on a TV show, do y'all think I would burn that? That is the best friend I ever had. She is sweet. She is so generous, and she will do anything, give you the shirt off her back if you ask her for it. I'm telling you, I don't do that. I'm not one of those people. So yeah, Tisha is too far gone for me to root for her. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. I don't understand her. I just don't. I will
He
never
doesn't understand her either. Girl's a damn dingbat. I don't understand it.
Right. So, but that's it, y'all. That's all we have for Love and Marriage Huntsville season 5, episode 2. It was okay. That was beautiful. Thank you for your service, Mom. Shout out to my cousin in his chat. But yes, that was a beautiful moment for her. I did appreciate it. So that's it, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and end it. We got an updates video for y'all on lots going on in the world today. So only episode 2. Yeah, nice. It's only episode 2, y'all. Only episode 2. We got a whole lot more to go. And I know I'm in the minority with this one. Carlos, bring Tiffany back, please. Bring Tiffany back, please, because I need the mess to be a little bit more. I think we would have got a solid answer out of Sonny and Moses if Tiffany was sitting at that lunch with them.
Yep.
I do. Bring Tiffany. I know my girl Shayna Ang is gonna disagree with me. Shayna, I know you're gonna disagree with me. I know. But I'm sorry. Bring Tiffany back. Cause this ain't working. It's not. It's not working. Oh, messy ass Tiffany. I'm telling y'all, this is why it's boring. Y'all can say what y'all want about Tiffany. Tiffany kept this shit going from the moment she sat down. Their very first episode, Tiffany got this going. So bring Tiffany back. I'm on the bring Tiffany back train. But that's it, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you like what you saw. Thank you so much for joining us, me and Mrs. Best. Now we're gonna head on to our next live. I'm gonna read one more. Her home. Thank you, Naya. Yes, bring Tiffany back. Tiffany can stay where she's at with that
Not
baby.
with the baby. She said with that baby.
Yeah, I feel like it still would have been a little bit boring. I think Love and Marriage is a slower pace kind of thing.
I knew Shayna was gonna come up here and do this. That's why I did that, because I knew Shayna was like, "Nah, keep Tiffany where she at." That's okay, y'all. That's still my girl. I still love her, so that's all right. Thank you, Thank you, Logical Speaks. Thank you for joining. I appreciate all of you guys' comments. You're very logical. I would love to see you on more of my lives, because you can probably make some sense of this, because when I can't make any sense of this. But thank you guys so much. Appreciate you once again. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.